Oh boy, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello, Ransby. Let me just verify my sound is not jacked up because from what I remember from the 3 producer stream, which is the last time I streamed, my audio was bananas, but that's because I had a circuit breaker trip just before I went live. Not jacked up because sounds good. From what I remember from the 3 producer stream, which is the last time I streamed. Okay, sounds like audio is there. Okay. Excellent. Sound works and is in sync. All right. Well, hello. I have not streamed since January, and I have no good excuse for that. That's just a fact. But I wanted to do this stream series. It'll be a mixture of streams as well as just regular videos, where I use one synth to create an EP. I've never seen this as a challenge. I think in most cases it probably wouldn't work very well, but it depends on kind of what genre you're shooting for. But we are going to be using Cube. So this view. So this is Lunacy Audio's Cube, and I just made a video about it recently. And it's really interesting. You have these. You should definitely start streaming in Ransby. I missed your streams. I fully support that. So what we have here is there's like these 8 corners where we can load samples in, and then this little orbit ball, which as it gets closer to the corners, that sample gets louder. So here's like an example. This is kind of quiet. Of course, we picked a quiet sound. That's turned down. So it creates these really interesting sounds because we have all these samples. Let me pick another one just to show you. This one's kind of more intense. Bounty Hunter. So as that ball gets closer to that corner, you can hear the samples. So here in like that top left corner A is just this drum beat on this little arpeggiator, and then the top right is another drum beat that is on another arpeggiator. The other A is tripleted. This one is, or A is dotted. This one is just normal. This corner you have that sound, and D in this corner you have this sound. So they're just repeating sounds, but when you have this orbit ball that is getting closer to each sample, making it louder and quieter, you have this like really interesting thing going on. So I was just kind of challenging myself and looking for an excuse to make some kind of EP without any reason to make an EP, which is sort of that lack of inspiration was sort of the standstill I was at with what I wanted to do next. I was like, why not try to use this to make an EP? And it has a lot of sample libraries loaded in, so it's kind of similar like almost like a Spitfire Audio, where they have these really good sample libraries, but also this is just like a sampler you can just load whatever sound you want into as well. So there is a lot of like percussive sounds in here. Oops. Yeah. So because there's a lot of different like percussive stuff, and it has like strings and synths and stuff, it can sort of be used for, you can sort of have a whole orchestra, so to speak, in here. It's not too late to join, Ransby. You can partake in the one synth challenge as well. So kind of the process I'm thinking here is I always like making kind of more like cinematic sort of stuff as though it's like for like a score. So typically if you were to score something, you'd have a video and you'd be like, already this like a sci-fi clip, this is your sci-fi movie, you're doing a sci-fi track, that's this vibe, whatever. And so you're sort of like stuck in a box of working with that. But because we have nothing in mind for our theme, the intent of this first stream is I'm just going to sketch a bunch of different ideas using this and sort of just kind of see what kind of general sounds and arrangements we're getting, and then deciding what the theme of our EP will be based off of that. And because the EP will have, 5 tracks in it, I would like the 5 track titles to sort of be like a short story. So we'll use the track titles as sort of like our 5 lines, or however many lines it could be. This could be a 12-track album for all I know, but probably not. And then we can sort of tell our story with our EP and just with the mood of each song. So we'll kind of take whatever song ideas we have and arrange the EP order and write a sort of like a short story poem for each track, and that will be our EP. So because we're just going to get into it with just exploring different sounds, let's just start messing with some arrangements and some stuff and see what's going on. So there's a bunch of different sound packs they have in here. So there's air, canopies, dust, pastels, rumble, threads. These are all separate sound packs, and each one gets you more sounds in your sound library. Then of course you just have your factory sounds. And then I've already went through and liked some of the presets I like. I might start with some of those. They also have a shuffle button, so I might just hit a shuffle button and see what happens. So I'm actually just going to hit a shuffle button because we're going in with not too much rhyme or reason. And see what happens. There's some rhyme or reason. Well, the rhymes will come later, and some of the reason will come later. Some rhyme or reason. So some pretty wild sounds. Okay. There's the first track. One track done. Intro. Setting the mood. Something I should note also is that this here on the main screen, we have this ether slider. So what's really interesting about each of the samples. So if I go to like sample A, let's just solo this for now. You do it one that actually has more tone to it. Impact also. These are all. Oops, I'm not soloing. Okay, so it's a synth and a sampler. Yeah, so you can use the loaded sounds in the sample libraries, or you can like add your own like user samples to it and do your own stuff. So it's a sampler, but also a synth, and it's like a vector synth, but it's also like a multi-sampler that you can just phase in between samples. It's just like a really interesting engine that you can use however you want to. So it's really interesting. So here we have a sound. Oops, keep that soloed. So on each thing here, we have an ether slider. So what this does is every sample that is part of the Lunacy Audio sample library has two like layers on it, and this like cycles between the dynamics of the two layers. So if I just solo this sound and change that ether slider, which is also here in my global controls, you see we have different sounds just on one sample. So if you have 8 samples of their sound libraries loaded up and you move that ether slider, it'll change the sound of all 8 samples, which is pretty bananas. Then we also have this macro knob, which is just like your standard modulator where you can assign a macro knob to anything. So every preset has macros assigned, and it tells you in every preset what the macro does. So in this case, it rotates, orbit, and morphs the bass. So if I move my macro knob, which is assigned to a foot pedal, expression pedal, we can sort of change our orbit. So this is kind of interesting. This is a I'm gonna favor this patch. This is an interesting patch. So I'm just gonna record some of this and just find more layers to put on top of it. Boy, it's really down there. I should have just searched for it. You know, I'll like these patches later. It's on. There's 2 pages. There's 2 pages worth of presets. I got so many presets in here. Quarrelsome. Boop. Let's see. Let's choose our key here. We're just in C minor for now. We'll just stick with that. Okay. I'm gonna tap in a tempo. 100. Go ahead and manually type in 100. That's so cool. Realized I wasn't recording automations, but that's all right. Also mess this clip up a little bit. Quantize. sound. Alright, let's just get another instance of Cube on here. See what we can layer this with. The huge kicker here is that some of these, once we get multiple instances of Cube, it'll really be taxing on the CPU. But I have the sample buffer size turned down quite a bit, so hopefully that doesn't make a huge difference. Hopefully everything's fine. Okay, so what do we kind of feel on this layer? So this layer's got a lot of low end. It's got some basic percussion stuff. Got sort of a spooky sound going. Maybe find something sort of on the higher end. Let's go searching through this threads has some like interesting string stuff in it. I'll hit one of the ones I've already liked just to get something that's already been sort of pre-selected. Of course, some of these I've already liked probably could be their own. Go ahead and record something in here. We're just kind of sketching ideas, so I'm going to try to move somewhat fast through all this. Put on my count in here. Let's add another instance. Name these stringies, bangies. G sharp, G minor, D sharp, F chords playing under your two top notes. Let me mess with that. Let me find something kind of chordy. Might even make something. We can make a patch as well. Okay, G sharp, G minor, D sharp, F. Let me see here. So G sharp. I'm trying to think here of mine. I'm trying to translate it to G pad. So that would be a 6, 5, 2, 6, 5, 2, 4. We can go in here. Is that what you were thinking? Change octaves here. That's two chords, yeah. That's D sharp and F though. No wait, that's not D sharp and F. That was D sharp and E right there. That's F. It's F minor though. I'm in C minor, worth noting. Of course, I think those first... Only these stringies have the any elements of a minor in them. The bangies are, I believe, just a, yeah. Just C, well, rather a B flat. Just gonna record some stuff in here. We'll figure out the last two chords. This. Let's go. Like those. Take these. Take this. Just quantize everything. Okay, let's maybe see if we can stack these a little better. Although, actually, I like how they were. Okay. Let's also just, for funsies, let's just get an initial really basic arrangement in here, because we are just kind of splurging through the ideas. So we don't want to, I don't want to spend too much time on one thing, because we're just trying to crank out some ideas for this thing. I wonder if we can find like just a really good textural. Sound in here. I wish I could, like... Oh, they do have tags. I don't know why I was thinking there was no tags. Is that... I'm not sure if that's a thumbs up or middle finger, that emoji. I'd have to imagine it's probably a thumbs up. There's no, like, texture tag. I would love there to be a texture tag. We'll see if sound design just has some textures in it. Okay, I see Sad Mario, and I have to know, what is Sad Mario? Tenacious Metals. I think now that I'm a YouTube partner, I think I can upload my own emojis, right? Maybe that's something I should think about doing. turn off the... turn down the wave shaper to a different model, I guess. Whoa. Just got a long release, turn that release down. This is fun. Alright, let's just see if and where this fits into our mix here. I'll just press record and we'll just see what happens. Doing kind of a pedal tone with it. I'm wondering now that I did that, I kind of want there to be a little more oomph. I wonder if I should turn that wave shaper back to cooked. Punch as much as I would like it to. Also, this is not looping. Let's go ahead and loop this. Because you can one-shot your orbits, or you can have them loop like this. So before they were just one-shotting, so once it completes the loop, it's done. But I'd actually like this to loop. What does our macro do on Tenacious Metals? Wash out massive verb space. Got it. Also going to come to the effects here, turn this dynamic on with makeup gain. Come on, ratio. I notice this ratio knob is a little finicky sometimes. Just want this to be a little more pronounced and aggressive. I'm also going to check our sounds to see our... Let's see, there's a width. There it is, width knob. Just make these a little wider. Muted. Why is that muted? Interesting. Wait a minute. Oh, I soloed. Ha! Close. Make these a little wider. Okay, now let's re-record that. Interesting. Can't say there's a ton of musical idea or arrangement to this, but we're just making ideas here. You hear these chords again. Okay, well, let's see. I think I might say this is our first idea and move on to a second idea. Because I don't know what the rest of the ideas we're going to come up with are, so I don't want to get too zeroed in on one thing when it turns out that the rest of the track might be all uppity and stuff, and then this is useless. So, okay, we got Cube Idea 1. Let's go ahead and just save this as a new project. Cube Idea 2. And at the end of these, I'll export them all and have them as MP4s to go back and listen to and stuff. Okay. Just go ahead and boop, adios. And, we'll just delete this one too and just start with a new Cube track. I probably even spend more idea on that first one than I normally would with doing this type of a brainstorm process, but let's go to our tags here. Now that we know there's tags, let's start with find a pad sound. Now, what I don't know is if I hit shuffle in this, if it searches within my things or not. Let's go with organic pads. Let's change it up here. I'm just gonna click a random one this way. Ooh, although I see Lunar Dunes after I selected this, and kind of wished I clicked that one now. Go ahead and change up our key here. Let's maybe try do a little mixo. I forget which one of these is a Mixolydian. Boop. That one. A flat seventh. Oop. One of these is mixo. There it is. Press and hold for trimming tail. I'm actually going to go Dorian. Get our flat third. Also change my scale. I really don't like working with majors. It's just something I've learned about myself. Trying to decide my general composition here. I think we will decide it as we are recording it. How about that? Tapping is around 86. slower track. Start that over, and now my metronome going first. Common, what is up, amigo? I'm glad you could pop in. I understand if you can't stay long. It's got to be, if you and Ransby both, it's got to be somewhat late over there. Yeah, I guess evening, right? Sometime in the evening. I think with this, we can have it transition here. Add a locator to another thing. Open up another instance of Cube. Sounds so epic, so cinematic. Yeah, so this is Cube by Lunacy Audio. This plugin is bananas. You can have 8 samples loaded up, and this little ball here cycles between them. Okay, 9:30, 10:30. Not too bad. You got plenty of evening left to hang out. Okay, so I kind of heard here you have a good challenge for the next idea. All right, well, I'm curious to hear. Spit it out. Let's hear what it is. Maybe it's better than this one. Maybe we go straight to that one. I'm just kidding. We'll see this one through. I don't like what I played here. I'll mess with that later, but we're just sort of getting our idea down. Let's see. We restarted here. Let's go ahead and get ourselves back on grid. This transition. Now it's on an actual... No reverb. No reverb is the challenge. And major. Oh, zingers. He got me. I do love my minors and my reverbs. That is true. I'll do that on the next challenge. Maybe the next track idea. We'll try that out. It could be part of this challenge as well. It's not. Those are not exclusive things. Changeable light effects for visual people. Oh boy, I don't have changeable light effects yet, but only major chords. So here we can sort of ramp into another section here. So let's see what our... You love seeing YouTube stuff, Ransby. You're a unique individual, my friend. So I'm going to hit this transit here. So this is this is by Baby Audio and a collaboration with Andrew Huang. And what it is everything is mapped into this one knob. So you basically have all these different effects, this effects chain, and you can choose what is sent to this one macro knob. So basically the idea is that if you're transitioning, you can just flip this knob and everything you have mapped to this knob will transition. So we're going to look for, just see if there's a general... Good. I'm looking for that could get us into some rhythm. I could actually just pedal tone these chords. Yeah, transit is awesome. It's also just a huge time saver. I only have 2 chords there. Can't see what I'm doing down here. And let's just go ahead and bring this out. Either somebody dropped a dumpster or there was some wacky noise outside. Okay, so I am just going to, let's just play this naturally and see how, let's just turn this knob as we go. Is this what I'm, no, overdub. And now we're in this. But saving time is not suffering. We have different priorities, Ransby, is what I'll say about that. Now, the question is, now I did that save? Okay, it's up there. Okay, so now we have this sort of transition section, so now we can sort of create something new in here. Thinking getting something sort of percussive in here. Let's see what's in here percussion-wise out of the gate. If not, we'll make something. I don't know what shake and bake is. How's your board game coming? It is coming. Hit a bit of a... Oops. I just pressed the wrong button. Shoot. It's in between phase. I gotta print a prototype is where it's at. Interesting. Also my printer broke, which makes prototyping a little harder. I guess I could hit dirty here. Let's see if there's anything dirty and percussive. Let me loop this section that we're trying to mess around in. I'm tired of that phasing out. Actually, sounds like that didn't, that's okay. Might just make our own preset here. And there might be times where I might pull in another sample thing, like a drum samples or something outside of this, but what's interesting? Not what I was going for, but it's a groove. What killed the dinosaurs? Not what I was looking for, but I don't hate it. The chord we ended on here. I don't know if it was oh, it wasn't really a chord. I just held down 3 octaves of the same note. Okay, that's good. Gives me room to work with whatever. It's funny. What chord is this? It's 3 octaves. record this in here. This is sort of help actually sort of building. I think there's pitch happening in here though. Like if I go and look at how this sound is constructed, I'm pretty sure there's some pitch stuff happening. Could be wrong. Seems as though I'm wrong. It just doesn't sound like it's playing the note I'm playing. Yeah, something in the sample, I think. That's okay. We have it in there. Let's just add another layer, and we can just turn this one off if need be. By the way, Ransby, I love that you showed me the random color thing in Ableton for every... Oops, I don't want transit. I wanted... having every track just randomize the color. It's just makes the world so much less flatter and boring. Add some saturation in there. Here's what I might try. I haven't done this a lot, so perhaps this is not the best time to try this. Let me go to this user folder here. Let me add in... I'm going to add in some drum loops. Circles, drum samples. Just open up breakbeats folder. I'm just going to find a couple loops. Let's actually find some near our closer to our BPM. I'm just going to bring a couple of these in here. I'm totally just experimenting. I'm just going to pick some random ones here. I don't know how well this is going to work. So I want to, before I get too crazy testing it or trying to build something, let me see if this actually works. Because I don't know, these loops are tempo matched, and I don't think that, don't know if this will fix tempo, if it'll match tempo automatically, or if it'll just play the sample as is. So I'm going to experiment with. Okay, so now I have 4 drum loops loaded in, which is going to sound bananas. But we're going to go ahead and go to orbits and turn on just a circle. Let's have all these loop. I don't think it's okay. Just for funsies, I am going to let's just cook it. Also go to my dynamics, turn this on. Because anytime you mess with this intense distortion, you're gonna want some compression. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know what this is going to sound like in the mix. Yeah, it's totally out of time. The only thing that adds any element of being in time is that this orbit is on the clock. But the samples themselves are not in time. But this is experimental what we're doing here, so... It's just more of a textural element than anything else. You extend the loop length. Oh, you know what? Fuck. You're right. This isn't looped. This isn't looped properly. That's why nothing even sounds like it. Even I'm like, why does it not even sound like a loop? Wait a minute. No, this is just a loop start. I think. Hang on. Oh yeah, that's totally messed up. This is the loop starter. Where's... how do I adjust the loop length? That's a good... You know what? This is why I had this ready to go. Cube manual. Yeah, because it's just pulling the... initial transient. Choose the length of the sample. Loop time 1. No, that's just how... Unless, is this... Oh, it's because I have... Hang on. Yeah, here we go. And I think it's also this... That's right. That's right. When you loop it... I don't have loop on. Otherwise, it arpeggiates based on the steps. Okay, so we shouldn't have loop on. And I should just re-trigger the sound. Let's turn that off. Full mode. And loop off. That was bananas. So it's going to play the sample speed, and so it's trying to re-pitch. Oh, actually, you know what? I can turn pitching off also. I believe. Or I think the re-pitching is actually built into if the sample libraries... I don't think this is going to work. I swear. Yeah, the pitch thing actually is interesting. It's not what I'm initially looking for, though, so I'm just going to save this, drum fail, and I'm just going to do what I was initially thinking. Although that was... It was... You know what, actually, let me do one more thing before we totally abandon this. We're bringing in Melodizer Black, baby. Melodizer Black. My debut. Actually, the key doesn't matter here. Put a chromatic in here? No, I did not. Let's just have it do some random stuff. It's going to generate random notes. Aha. And so because it's generating random notes, it's going to just randomly replay it at any pitch, which in this sense means it's randomly going to play it at any tempo. So for this, I'm actually going to, because I don't want it to be random every time I play it, what we're going to do is actually we're going to just print some MIDI to it and find our favorite spots. So let's go ahead and make a MIDI track. Melodizer. And let's put Melodizer on that track, and then we'll send that MIDI into the second track, and that'll actually record the MIDI. Or will it? Oh, I forgot to set it as input. Derp. But for Melodizer. This is... This is about as experimental as it gets. The other thing we could do, this is really spending a lot of time really diving into one thing, but this is interesting. So let's actually record that audio into this guy. Drum fail. Oops, I did that as a MIDI track. Not I was like, where's my resample button? Can I resample from one? No, it does it from everything. So we'll take the drum fill audio and record it to here, and then we can take the loops we like, and then we can chop up the loops we like how we want it. Doing some of that producing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I had overdub on, so it was overdubbing everything. That was funny. I think I can also, I wonder if I should also turn this to monophonic. Probably. Let's go ahead and make these all monophonic. Okay. Drum loops. I think I have a filter on here as well. Let's go ahead and turn the filter off because I can just filter my sampled loops. Don't need to have this filtering. Let's just let this be unfiltered. For that matter, I can even turn off this distortion and stuff also, but we'll leave it on there because I can mess with distortion later as well. You know what? Actually, I am going to turn it off because I'm still using this to sample everything, so it's not like we're ruining. What does it sound like, actually? It actually makes a huge difference not being when it's monophonic's turned on. Oh, I just randomized the sound again. Oopsie doozies. Very 90, 98. This was the 100. Yeah, it does make a big difference if it's monophonic or not. What we can also do that's interesting is we can do some panning on each one. Let's have these opposite sides maybe be panned. Have the left side pan to the left and the right side pan to the right, just to add some more interesting dynamics to this. This sounds bananas. We're getting into some really weird stuff here. Why isn't this doesn't sound anything like it did before. probably enough sample data. Need that record. I don't really want to go through all these samples right now, so I might just do a quick chop of different areas that I think look interesting. Here's sort of a quieter bit. Then here's sort of a, maybe we'll pick up here. Do sort of a general chop things. And that one maybe keep going here. Okay, there's something. Then we can mute this guy and just leave this one going. And then we have total nonsense is what we have. We've made nonsense. Get at least the general quantize is going. This is just... Alright, I am about a second from abandoning this idea. Weird, 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 weird. Let's call these experimental drums. Otherwise, if we were to use Cube to do this, we could actually do some interesting stuff just with the built-in rhythm tools and the built-in samples. I've kind of lost a bit of context at what we're trying to build here, so I'm just going to go back just a second and listen in. Yeah, we totally lost context from that. Totally forgot that's what we were doing. Looking for some interesting percussions that are in here. We have these arpeggios in here that we can really mess around with. Doesn't seem to be paying attention to velocity. We just pick a random one here. That guy. Let's take another one here. So what we're doing is just building using this arpeggiator. velocity here and draw a line. Draw a line. Actually, the other way. Actually, let's try that. Matter if one thing gets repetitive because we're going to orbit and it's going to sort of help shake these up a little bit. Okay, so now we have these sounds. So we're going to turn off solo mode. We're going to go to our orbits. And let's just, there's a random orbit button. We're going to hit randomize orbit. Oh, and we only have the front done, so just for the sake of, since we're randomizing orbit, I'm going to copy this corner and paste it here. Copy this corner. Let's actually move it around, paste it here. So we're kind of just taking our random corners and putting them in other corners. So that'll be the back corners. And this will sort of change up our sound a little bit as well. Here. Compress this sound really heavily. Okay, let's just record this in real quick, and I think we'll move on to another idea. Okay, that was a very weird track. It went from something very, transit on this one. Soon only major chords. Oh, Ransby. We just had a transit here as well because I am a little obsessed with this right now. I'm gonna inverse the transit. I was anything but gentle. Let's go ahead and have our doop-doo. We're gonna fade in sound, get a utility on here. Automate our gain knob here just real quick from there. Click uppity up there. And we will also automate a little transit knob here from 100 to 0. Which camera are you using? I'm using a Canon 5D Mark IV up there, which is why I keep shutting on and off, because it does that sometimes, which pisses me off. And then I just have like a Logitech webcam down below. The Canon's the fancy one, but it always shuts off, which is why you see it go black all of a sudden. Okay. So that's made something interesting there. Let's go on to another idea. I'd like to get a few ideas sketched. All right. Let's go ahead. We save that. Let's go save as. Cube idea 3. Save early, save often. What's kind of interesting about I always like when there's sort of randomized things on plugins, because I just like to the Logitech does look good, yeah, especially if you have good lighting. It's kind of blown out here. I could probably adjust the lighting better. If I actually put this over this, it looks better. I wasn't sure how much I was going to be playing the keyboard behind me as well, so it catches the lighting there a little bit better. But it fluctuates if my hand's in it or not, so I don't know if that's annoying. It's a C290, I think. It's older. C920 probably is what it is. Let me see. I don't want to mess with these settings too much. I don't want to fuck with OBS more than I have to. Yeah, it's like a Logitech C. Something like, I'm sure whatever you listed there might be the newer version. Mine's quite a few years. Yeah, I do too. I'm sure they're the same. I'm sure they just make it. I'm sure the newer ones, they just change the price to like match inflation, so they can have an excuse to charge more for it. Perhaps they even found cheaper ways to make it. Who knows? Okay. So you said you want all major and no reverb. This track, this sketch we make, is already going to be useless. I'm going to mess with this Canopies one for that, because there actually is a lot of really nice. Probably shouldn't click one that says Astral, because that's going to be very reverby. Do an organic and clean. So hopefully we don't have much reverb here. This one says the macro opens up the frequency spectrum in space, so it does have some reverb. Let's reverb. Of course, I can turn it off. It's nice. Alright, effects. Oh, there's no reverb on this one. But I think there's obviously reverb in the sample. clearly. I could see if they had a gate on. Well, I could put a gate. Actually, let me just go straight into a transient shaper. Put a transient shaper on it and get rid of the reverb. It sounds like a natural reverb though, but let's go ahead and ba-doo. There's less reverb on it now. And you want all major chords. Biscuits. Sick. I am actually going to add a little bit. You actually do lose some of those. An ambient sort of crackle there. All major chords is just so not the vibe I was going for. Get a tempo in. Here. There you go, all major chords. Are you happy, Ransby? That's not my start. How is this so... I did not play this very well, apparently. Let me re-record this. Let me change my tempo. Yeah, I could. I just, you know. It's actually kind of, that first part was actually kind of interesting. But I wasn't playing it in any particular time. I was just freeballing it. Now it's trying to translate it into a time that doesn't work. Let me make sure I'm recording this in time. Oops, minor. Old habits die hard. You give me too much credit just playing out of a scale. I don't usually just I fucking can't do it. I'm so gosh dang it. Oh, and I was looping over that one section again. Oops. It's one problem when you start a new loop session. Maybe I should just record the right hand first. All right. What is A flat, B flat? I always default back to the minor chord every time. Dang it. I don't know if this is working. I don't know. I just always go, I'm so bad at that. I know I'm going to the D sharp, and I always hit it as a minor in my C chord. So close. It is so hard for me to not work. We record chords and improvise on top. I am just so bad at playing not in a scale. I'm not as you're just so much more of a free spirit than I am. think those are the 3 chords. Albeit, okay, mouse, come on, now's not the time. Now is not the time, mouse, to be misbehaving. I'm just gonna get rid of this. I hate working with too much. No, it's somewhat destructive. I usually don't work destructively, but what are you gonna do? All right, taking your advice here. Before I do the top end, I'm wondering what my B section should be. But B, I am kind of already hearing that there should probably be... Actually, you know what I haven't explored in Cube is bass sounds. Other than just like really intense synth ones, are just like really spacey, like pedal tones. Let's go ahead and hit bass. Do an intimate, clean bass. What do we got here? Even though I hear just like on this, I just hear like a regular bass. It's not too bad. Start with this one. 808. Oh, 808. Oh, I get it. They're making a... So I'm just choosing an 808 bass. It's arpeggiated. Let me turn the intimate setting off. It's really, you never know what you're going to get with sounds in this thing, truly. Interesting. It's got reverb, though. Ransby says no reverb. See how this lays over with this. Initially, I'd actually kind of played the melody faster. Am I recording not on the grid here? Why did this not start at the start of a bar? Why did this record? Huh, that's bizarre. I don't know why that happened. It's like not starting. Start of a. Do I have like a slight off here? No, playing on the. Very strange. We'll just go ahead and change our grid here. Let me. Goes. It's like double triggering notes. Oh, you know why? I'll bet you it's because our tweak here is probably... No, it's not. Okay, I am not digging how this is going. I might abandon ship on this one. It's the way that it's arpeggiating is not right. It's arpeggiating a little bit different than how I have... Okay. Oh, this is also why my loops are not looping, right? It was at the end it was messed up. Sorry, Ransby, I'm just abandoning this. Cube idea 4. No reverb in major is a good challenge for me, but I don't think it's creating the results in this instance that I'm looking for. I will challenge myself more on that, generally speaking. Perhaps just in practice. When there's not 5 million people tuned into the stream, which clearly I currently have 5 million people watching, so you know. I don't even know if YouTube could handle 5 million people watching one stream. That'd be insane. He's mad. Oh, gosh. He's going to come at me on the gram now. He's going to call me out. I am going to carry on with your spirit of what you're talking about, I think. But I just, I just am over listening to that one. And it's, it is what it is. Get into Rumble here. Reverb in a world. Stop! Oh god, I'm getting the stop. I didn't even know about all these different emojis. What have I saved in here? Do you use Splice? I don't use Splice. I've messed with it before. I like it. I just never got my money's worth out of it. Oops. Why does it have that weird? There are a lot of nice drum loops on there. I've for sure thought about getting it again. I just really hate subscription plugins. But Splice it's kind of its own unicorn, I suppose. Yeah, I mean Spice Drum. I mean, I do enjoy working with drum samples. So I would definitely, if I started using it again, I'd probably get a lot of use out of it. But why does it sound like butts every time it transitions? Oh, because my macro. Should have messed with macro. Should have paid attention to that. That's what it was doing. Go to my automation lanes here. Oh no, it's actually recorded with my expression pedal. Let's just go ahead and delete that. It's always slow to open Cube. Interesting. So the macro might be better to turn it on. Actually, I don't know if this sample is I don't know if it has monophonic or polyphonic. Is it? Oh, it is. Wasn't sure if it was. Some of them aren't polyphonic. What else we got in Rumble here? Let's see if we've got some percussion in Rumble. Candy Goth. I do wish there was like an actual like drum preset category, because some of these percussion things are just like rhythmic stuff, not necessarily percussive. Looking for a melody, but gonna change the sound though, because there's like a little bit of a there's some like percussive sticks in this. Also, know I metronome on. Boy, I just feel like I played it a little differently. Now I find what I'm not looking for. Just sort of messing with different presets there. Yeah. That's interesting though. Like that, it's a new game. It's like the first idea for the melody or the sound. Wish I remembered. I should have probably saved what that sound was. Actually, I can find it back because it was rumble, percussion. It was like behemoth or something. I also had hit another one on accident. That was a really cool drum thing. Kind of exploring here. Interesting. Pretty cool. Doesn't really, it's a little much for this mix, but it could be used as a transition piece actually. So if I had like a transition here, it could come to here. Boy, that really carries on really interestingly. Matter of fact. How long does that sound carry for? Of this also. Oops, I didn't want to loop that. I just wanted to extend it. Times 2. Times 2 times 2. Very spooky. Now I'm just, in the sake of, again, moving quickly, I want to put on another layer here for this section. How does this transition sound, out of curiosity? For some reason, this clip is wrong. Some like windy stuff here. Billowing pulse. Let's go ahead and do a pulse. I'm not sure what these, I don't know why. Oh, it's because the current preset. I was like, what are these white outlines? But it's because the current, it shows you the current preset. Let's go with like an organic sound. That's interesting. This is macro, dude. Tuning on several corners over a minor third. Yeah, that's really interesting. It's like a really tense, almost like a siren. This is really cool, actually. Okay, this actually gave me a great idea. The power of exploration. Go ahead and turn our automation on. Wait, that was overdub. Automation. Okay, what I'm thinking is that I could actually turn into like a dance groove here. I hear just like a spooky. Let me bring these back here for a sec. I need to build We need like a kick here. See if I can stick with Cube for it. Let's see if Cube delivers. I think I might actually just with the init find a sound because I'm looking for let's see. My percussive. I don't know if there's just like a good there's a label to kick. See if we can not. A lot of sound here. Now, why does it get? Okay, so let's just go ahead, come back to here. Percussion. Don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. Doing this. Let's just see. Click around. I just like to explore this and kind of see what's going on. What I'm trying to do is find. I might just put on a kick because I'm just looking for a kick sound, which I don't think I'm going to get doing this. That's super cool. Not what I'm looking for, but it could be incorporated. I'm not. I'm just going to find a kick for now. I don't know if I have a kick on top of my head that I'm looking for. Go to the 1987 pack. So presets, Ableton. Load in this Octo kit here. No. Miss. See, what I don't have... See, this is where splice would be useful. Because... But I also have, like, a... Oh, you know what actually is useful for this? Is, Fuck, what is it called? Cosmos. Find Cosmos here. Applications. This is a fun app. Used to be free, and then Waves was like, nah. I don't think so. I'm going to charge it. They made an app so good, they're like, we're going to make this free. And then it was really popular. So they're like, oh, people love this. So I'm going to start charging $20 for it, which is some BS. And you got to fucking Waves login. And you know what? Fucking Cosmos. God damn you. Never mind. Let's just pull one in. I'm not doing this the right way. The one they stole. I don't need you, Cosmos, to still be doing stuff. Please close. I also don't really work with samples a lot in this way, so even just doing just this is not the way I would normally bring in a kick loop. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Let's just do this for now. Here, one more. Excellent audio. Yeah, I know. I might, the XLN one seems like probably less pain in the... It depends if it makes you log in or not all the time. That's more or less where I was going with it. Really slow release that siren. I actually haven't really made a lot of tracks that do this. I've always envisioned how I would, so it's kind of fun to execute it, but I don't have a lot of just these like EDM sort of dance tracks like this. So what I need here is a transit. So I think what I will do is actually put a transit. I'm going to group these three together. Transit group. I'm going to put transit. Apparently this is the cube and transit stream. I'm going to put transit on this little master bus here. And I'm going to create a little transition there at the end. I don't know what these presets are going to sound like or what I'm looking for. I just know that I want a transition. So let's program in our movement of this transit knob first. And then we'll play with the sounds. I just realized I actually lined this up on the wrong part of the grid, but that did make an interesting thing with the kick coming in there, so I could also come down to this kick. Let me just like 4 kicks, like a count in almost, and I could also put a transit on these kicks as well, which I don't know what I would initially do, so I'll just initially have it be a low cut automation. Cut here. Cannot add a dot. Please let me add a dot. Let's add this curve to this. That would be the button here. I will actually do 8 kicks in. Ah, geez, Louise, I'm getting out of control here. Get rid of this automation. Add these in here. Add in this curve. Actually, I'm only going to have it come to about here. And we'll... Alright, let's get this transit down. Regina Phalange. That one is bananas. Of course, the whole point of this is save time, so I could just make a quick preset because I know kind of generally what I'm looking for. Syncopated chops. You know, I'm not too worried about what the transition is right now. That would actually come more in a final edit phase. Let me just add one more layer to this section, and then I'll move on to another idea. Where are we at? We're 2 hours in. The next idea might be the last one. Maybe this should be the last one. I don't know. Feeling it. The next one's not going to be as good as this one. I already know that. For this one, let's get some action here. So let's find some arpeggiators. Maybe a synth arpeggiator. Maybe pluck synth arpeggiator. Get those tags. See what we got. Hey, Sad Mario pop back up. Hey, how does Sad Mario fit into this mix? More of a textural splash. Alright, Rainsby. Yeah, you should definitely start streaming again. Please start streaming again. I would definitely tune in. I enjoyed your streams. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. There will be more streams and stuff like this, so this is not the end. Again, we're making an EP here, so this will be quite the process. Actually, Dark Sci-Fi art might be interested in that. Up faster. That was already pretty quick. You have a good night, Ransby. Thanks for tuning in. So we got a little bit of a Mario there. I'll do that. Do that. Let's just get a dose in here. Take this, dupe it. Let's get those sad Mario plucks. I would not be, you know, considering how many instances of Cube I have running, I'm actually pretty impressed at the CPU usage. I really thought it might overload, but we're actually looking pretty good. Sad Mario. Give me sad Mario. So we'll put sad Mario in, sort of counter to that here. And then we can just highly recommend learning how to transfer MIDI to audio using synth to meet orange vocoder for vocoder vocals. Officially amazed. That is a very specific thing. Transfer MIDI to audio? You mean audio to MIDI? Because I know Ableton can do that, and also I have there's a thing called Doubler that works really well for that as well. Okay, so we got... What happened to this? Where did we start? I forgot we had this melody. I totally forgot about this melody. So this section has just been totally neglected. Of course, we're just sketching the initial ideas here. So whatever we have at the beginning would be a little bit longer, which would lead us to this build-up here. Sounds like our transit got stuck in. Oh, it's because this is... Oh, because I touched it. I shouldn't have touched it. I messed the drop. What was that? Just want to look at it rise. Yeah, it doesn't want to be open yet. So whenever I open transit, it gets rid of my automation. That's strange. That shouldn't happen. Okay, interesting. I don't know where this track will end up going, but we were just sketching ideas. Boy, I like that one. Just for the sake of having a nice number, we'll try for number 5 here. So, that was idea number 5. And remember the idea, for those tuning in or pumping in later, we are creating ideas for an EP that is only using Cube. I did use a kick, though, that was not Cube there, so... Big rule breaker here. Okay, so Cube idea 5. got a new document here. New document. This will be the last one. Let's see if we can just get a 5th idea cranked out on this streamy stream. As with everything, let's just go ahead and pick a random preset. Interesting. Let's just record some of this. Just tapping at a tempo, tapping at a tempo. Holding a minor 3rd here. I hear in my head having like a low sort of rumbling coming in here. And that's not just because the car drove by with bass. So already thinking that. I'm just holding this down as like a pedal tone and messing with the macro a little bit, giving it some life. Although the nature of Cube is with this orbit and it going between samples, it already has some life. Okay, so we are left with this. Get our get these guys grid there. Use Ableton and FL Studio. Aren't you fancy? What do you use for each? Like, when do you sit down and decide, hey, I'm going to use FL Studio this time, or I'm going to use Ableton this time? Like, what makes you decide what you're going to open? Or is it just sort of arbitrary, and you just kind of have a certain style for each? Let's get another layer going. Call that one. Go to threads and see if we can find some type of nice bass in here. That's kind of nice. see when this would come in. Macro equals rift on this. Messing with all these different sounds you hear. I don't know if I like the rift. Maybe like 18% the highest. So with that, let's even out this guy here. Make it steady. Go to our automation for our expression pedal, which was controlling that macro. Let's just go ahead and delete this automation. Don't know exactly what the arrangement will be yet. Because I deleted the automation, it just went back to nothing. Let's go ahead and put it at our 16% that we liked. Sounds as though there's still some automation here. Oh yeah, the FM, that's right, we were ramping that up. We were ramping up slowly. I can almost hear this getting into like a house beat like the other one. Yeah, I mean, I was in Logic for a while before like Ableton, for instance, but once I did it was kind of like I don't know that I ever really decided much between like FL Studio and Ableton. I just learned about Ableton and all the stuff you can do it in, and I was like, this is definitely the one for me. I've seen a lot of FL Studio videos. That's definitely what I recommend people to look at also. Like, someone asks me what DAW I recommend, I always say I love Ableton and I love everything about Ableton, and I think everybody has something to gain out of Ableton, but look at FL Studio also and see how it inspires you. I know Cubase is another one that's really kind of popping off. Another cube. Let's just get another texture in here. Keep moving forward with these layers. Let's just look at ARPs. What do we got under hybrid ARPs? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, DAWless is cool, but it's very expensive to be DAWless, to have a whole setup that does everything. DAWs are a lot more bang for your buck. Depending on how you work, like if you like to open up projects and just get back into it, you can't really do that DAWless. DAWless, once you like repatch everything, it's kind of like these up here. Like if I get like a patch I really like, I like don't touch anything until I can get it recorded and start getting an arrangement I like before I take apart a patch. Like I've got a song that I want to make with this harmonicon that I haven't set up for, so I like haven't messed with it much because I don't want to like ruin the patch, because it's the subharmonicon in particular has a very specific way you sequence everything. Whereas if you just open up something in a DAW and everything's saved and MIDI's there, then you don't have to worry about, you know, taking apart a patch or anything or losing anything. They're different. Yeah, we'll check it out once I'm done with the stream here. What's our macro do for this one? Filter and groove change. Changes the groove, huh? Let's just add this in here as a layer. We'll see how to make it work once we're actually ideating further. What if we can just add one kind of wild card layer here? Sort of building up for a drop here again. Just a lead. Bantha call. This is sick. Let's just record this in here. This is a really interesting sound. I hate to do a similar thing I did last time where I add in like that kick sound, but I just really feel you know what? Doesn't matter right now. Pick one. Just pick one. Let's see, so if we hold that down, we hold a fifth down here. Let's go ahead and get a fifth recorded here. Am I in here? I am in D sharp minor. Do this. Let me fold this to my scaly scale here, which is scale D sharp minor. Oop, not fold though. Scale. And I just want that held for a long time. We are working very messy right now, but we are, again, just kind of sketching. Okay, and I'm going to want a glue compressor on here tied to my kick. Calling this one the. Got this here, got my glue compressy side chain from kick. Lost my I don't have these continuing yet. Let me just carry these out to here, and then we'll just hit these. Just go ahead and oops, legato these notes. Not on my notes. There we go. Legato. Second note there somewhere. and legato those. That didn't work. Legato. And I guess this one's misbehaving. Okay. I think we will call that good for now, since again, we're just sketching the ideas. What we got? Not sure what the story of this EP will be. We'll find out once we get some tracks. We'll use the track titles to tell a story. This is very rough. As you can tell, we're only following much grid. That's off. A lot more elements once we review everything. Interesting. Well, we definitely have some song ideas to start off with. So I think we'll call that. I think we'll call it there. We got 5 ideas today. 2.5 hours. A half-hour idea. It's usually a lot longer than I usually spend on these ideas. But Cube is a very complex thing, I suppose. But also, we've just been kind of exploring the different sort of presets, made our own sounds a couple times. Yeah, we'll just come up with ideas. Ideally, it'll be like a 5-song EP. We have 5 sketches today, but that doesn't mean we're going to use them necessarily. So we'll just keep sketching more ideas on some future streams. I might also do some just offline, just to kind of mess around more, but it's fun to get back in the habit of streaming and everything. Plus, you can see the whole process, I guess. So once we have some more solid ideas of what direction we want to head in, we'll open some of these files back up, and we'll actually do some more arranging and a little bit more composing to have them have a little bit more melodic structure and be more musical, I suppose, if you will. But yeah, otherwise, that is it for today. We'll call it there, I guess. Thank you for those who have watched us explore Lunacy Audio's Cube. Really amazing plugin with a lot of sonic potential. I'm pretty jazzed about it. I think this sort of cinematic style EP, which these last few tracks has gotten sort of EDM vibey. We'll see how they turn out. These last 2 tracks almost kind of remind me of like when they're like in the caves in the Matrix, and like the later ones where they're like dancing to those beats or whatever. I don't know why my mind goes there for a lot of times with these sort of kicky sort of house things, but I sort of had that vibe a little bit. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys on the next ones, and I'll try to get a more regular schedule for these so you kind of know when I'll be doing this. But I'll always usually schedule it the day of, if nothing else, and send out a blast on my socials, so be sure to follow me on Instagram. Link is down below, as well as a link to Lunacy Audio, who's doing a fall sale right now for this stuff. And hopefully this was enjoyable and maybe a little bit inspiring and nice for the ear holes for y'all today. So have a good one, and I will see you later. Mr. Ramble Pants over here.